Good evening.
Hello, everybody. Happy
Sunday.
Sunday. I had to think
Happy
for a second.
Sunday.
I'm freaking over here tired. I'm like, I don't even
Happy
know what's going on.
Sunday.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hopefully all is well. Hopefully all is well with you all. It's the Sunday before Thanksgiving, so hopefully you ate something that's like not Thanksgiving related. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't, that is going to suck. So
We got some fish.
we
It's
did.
pretty good.
I did my thing.
Do
I
a
did my thing.
little Cajun seasoning
I
on
did
that.
I
On
with.
that. On that. On that.
Thank
On
you.
that. I'll be on that fish straight up.
Anyway, let's get to what it is we're talking about today. As you all see with the heading today, we're getting into is marriage worth it? You hear a lot of discourse with people talking about marriage is not worth it. It's just a piece of paper. It's a man-made. There's a lot of that going on. So we just wanted to give some perspectives and opinions on this. And now it's funny because, yes, we are married. So you might say, what are you going to say? What's the answer going to be? Are they going to agree, disagree? We're about to find out. But I saw this clip about it, and I don't know. I just want to talk to you about it because it comes up all the time. People bring it up. It says work. There's a piece of paper. So we'll talk about the pros and cons of marriage, and then we'll give you is it worth it or not. So, what are some pros of being married?
Well, first thing I think of is commitment. That might sound very cliche, very, basic wording, but commitment. Like, reality, if you're committed to someone,
Mm-hmm.
you would think you ain't going nowhere. That means they're committed to you, committed to your life, committed to your goals, committed to your dreams. Commitment.
I agree.
That's a big pro. They're gonna hold you down.
Yeah. Stability. Like you said, in commitment, there should be that stability, right? Like if you're with somebody, you gotta make sure you're doing everything to be stable, at least in a healthy relationship. You know what I mean? Because no one want to be married. Y'all both got jobs and you both broke. Like that's gotta suck. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody on the struggle train, but you got like a partner with you. You know what I mean? So it's like you shouldn't be struggling if you got help. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not to say you got to be rich. Right. I'm not saying rich, but like dang sure don't want to be poor with two people. That's kind of tough.
It's like you got somebody you can count on, financially. That's the hope. That's the hope that if you don't got it, I got it. Or we got it together, right? Mm-hmm. And I know people don't like to bring up money because they say, oh, that's so controversial. You're marrying for money.
Nah, that ain't controversial at all.
You should be marrying for money.
I'm sorry.
You absolutely should
be marrying somebody.
I'll be the first to tell you.
I say that don't mean
should be marrying for money.
Rich, but you got that.
That shouldn't be the only reason.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to dip into this, and you call it patriarchal. I don't care. I'm gonna say it anyway. One thing that's true is, like my dad always told me, like, you gonna get married, you gonna get a relationship, man. You better have something going on. And then, like I said, it don't mean you gotta be rich, because as men, we feel like something going on means you gotta be making $185,000 a year. I ain't say all of that. What I'm saying is, man, you better have a job.
It's non-alcoholic beverage.
Stability. I know, like you're drinking a 40 ounce off the top.
It's non-alcoholic beverage.
Like you're drinking a 40 off the top.
I want y'all to think I'm over here getting tipsy while I'm talking to y'all.
Drinking a 40 off the top. Like, dang. Well, let me get a swig of that.
No, I'm not gonna tell you what it is because then they're not gonna pay us. So.
They're not. Yeah, I can't. Ain't no advertising that now. They cut the check. I'll wear a T-shirt with their logo on it.
But you should marry for money. That shouldn't be the sole reason why you're getting married. Although, hey, if that's your thing, I'm not gonna judge you. But it shouldn't be the sole reason. But that should be factored into the decision. You got to be honest with yourself. Are you setting yourself up for failure? Are y'all setting each other up for failure? If you know somebody don't got it, they ain't gonna never have it. There's no motivation, lack thereof, and you're an ambitious person. And maybe you've had a history of holding down your family, yourself. that can strain a marriage. So you wanna move wisely.
So then why people, but this thing that be bugging me out, right? Like, so I just don't get why people want to be in a relationship long term with somebody and not be married. I just don't get it. I gotta go.
I don't get it either. Because y'all spending money on each other for 15, 20 years. And you're doing all the things married people do. I mean, you know I would think.
I can't. Like, I just can't. And I hear people talking about it. I just don't
benefit
get it.
You get out of it?
You really get nothing out of it. Like, you literally get nothing out of it. Like, it's stupid. And I'm using strong language because it's stupid. And I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just saying the thought process is stupid. And here's why it is. Mm-hmm. Like you said, you're literally doing everything as a married couple.
Everything.
You're living together. You're paying bills together. People even be having kids together.
Memories together.
All types of things. Vacations. But you don't want to get married.
Collecting debt together.
But don't want to get married. Whereas like you miss out on a lot of the benefits of marriage. Mm-hmm. But you dag near living like you married. Like you're married. In some states, they call it a common law marriage. Because they're like, you've been together so long. You're practically married. Like, get the dang paper, man. I'm sorry. I gotta cut to the chase. You gotta get the paper. Like, you get a lot of legal things out there. People say, man, stop. You could go to the courthouse. You want to hear that? Runs are expensive. You can literally go to the courthouse. So all you're paying for is the paper.
You can get married in your house. So they used to do back in the day.
You get married outside.
Outside on the front
anywhere.
On the front post, the back post.
The park. At the playground. Sorry, at the moment. So but anywhere you want. It's like, yo, you can literally do it like cost free. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I've had people in the past say to me, you know, they don't believe in marriage. You know, and that's cool. You know, everybody got their own beliefs. You know, again, I'm not judging. You know, I just have to, you know, kind of wrap my mind or try to like discuss, you know, what I learned from others, right? So that maybe you agree with what they've described, maybe you don't. But I think it's helpful to know others' views, right?
And what they say when they didn't believe in that, what does that mean? Because I hear some people say,
yeah, so I'm kind of getting there. Like, you know, they don't believe in marriage, you know, because they feel like there's no true faithfulness. There's no true faithfulness. There's no true commitment. You can't truly be committed to just one person.
But what does that mean, true faithfulness?
You can't be truly committed to one person. Like humans are incapable of doing that. It's kind of what the person shared with me.
Are they? Are we?
Like, I can't do that. I can't. It's not something I can do.
Well, to me, that sounds like somebody had a personal thing.
Yeah.
Like, I believe some people, like, let's get this out the way. Marriage ain't for everybody.
It's not.
I flat out believe it. Like, not everybody should get married. So I don't believe everybody should get married, regardless of what anybody say. It's really not for everybody. You know what I mean? But if you want to, like, sow your royal oats, then I guess that's your move. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like the person was more so, I think, harboring feelings based off of what they've known marriage to be. Okay. And that's what people do. Like, rightfully so. That's the feelings that they accumulate based off of their experience of what they've been exposed to.
I get that.
So people have said, nah, you know, marriage ain't for me. Seen it. It's ugly. It's brutal. It looks bad. You know, it could get crazy. I just rather just roll dolo. I just rather not even, you know, sign anything legal.
So then help me out. So then why get in a relationship? Because people cheat in relationships just as much as more they do in marriage. So like, why would you be in a relationship?
Because people feel in their mind that you're still less, like, it's still less of a mandate.
But you living in a crib together, paying bills, doing trips.
They feel like they can still walk away. Like, oh, you know, I'm out.
I get it, but it's also like you can also walk out of a marriage too.
Yeah, but it's a process that people don't want to go through.
Yeah,
they don't want to go through the divorce process.
It can be, but the thing is, like, I would agree with it if I didn't see it's like fair. People with the attitude live in their relationship just like people married. Like, if y'all have separate places, you're not having kids together, you're keeping finances separate, you're keeping everything separate, then I get it, because it's very easy to move in that case. And by easy, of course, I'm not saying you just cut the person off and walk down the street. That's it. I know there's going to be a challenge in breaking up, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, people literally having kids together, living in the crib together, doing finance. That's practically a divorce, especially if you got kids. You stuck with them. You may not be with them, but you stuck with them if you had kids. Like, keep it a bean. You stuck with that person at least for the next 18 to 21 years.
Yeah. And I want to hear from the people. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, I want y'all to drop in the chat. What are your thoughts? Do you feel marriage is worth it? Do you feel marriage is worth it for you? Do you feel marriage is worth it for a particular couple that's probably on their way down the aisle? Do you think it's worth it?
Because the thing is, when I speak of it, I speak about like my personal feelings, but I don't talk about institutions and things just because I feel personally. Like I said, for me, marriage was for me is something I seen my parents do, I seen people do. I just wanted to do, but I understand like I got people in my life that they already know marriage ain't for them, and I'm okay with that. Like I don't say you should get married or you shouldn't get married.
I don't oppose that on nobody.
Yeah, I don't oppose
that's
on
your
anybody.
decision.
Yeah,
that's your decision.
Yeah, I'm just always just confused by people who just long term committed, but then say they don't get married. That's why I'm like, but you're like married already. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already married.
I feel comfortable giving some advisement, like kind of being like, someone telling me like, this relationship I'm in, this is how long we've been going steady for. These are the goals that we have individually, collectively, based off of that, I think I could prayerfully, considerably give advice, and be like, you might want to consider that, right? You might want to consider if y'all not on the same page now, and you're struggling getting on the same page. I don't know if you're gonna be on the same page once you walk down the aisle or thereafter. So you definitely want to take those things into consideration, not just do it just to be doing it.
Man. Now there are times when marriage ain't worth it though. Like really, like just think about it from somebody who's been married. Like think about this. Are there times where you feel like, you know what? Like, do you feel there are times where you're just like, why did I get married?
I mean, I don't think I've ever like asked myself that question. I think there's been times where I'd be like, dang, I'm really married. And I had to be like, what would I be doing if I wasn't married? And I was like, probably nothing that I'll be doing that I'm married. So like, I'd rather be married. So I think I've asked myself, I don't know if that makes sense. I asked myself that question, like, what would I be doing if I wasn't married? And I'm just like, I don't really want to do what people be doing when they're not married. So I just feel like it's for me.
No, I think about that too. Like I'm not
taking trips with nobody.
I feel like sometimes when like you get into an argument, angry, you might be like, how you a kid, you frustrated, like, man, you know what I mean? But I feel like that comes because like you're mad and like you have to work through things. And
have you ever asked yourself that question?
No, I haven't. Like I said,
I be frustrated about this before.
Yeah, when you frustrated like in an argument, I'm gonna be like, man, if I wasn't married, I wouldn't have to deal with this. And the thing I'm not dealing with is just
said that, though?
Yeah, I don't like after argument because, and I'm getting to why I said it is because it's because I say it to myself, right? Yeah. It's like a reaction but the reaction comes from the fact that I have to work through this issue.
Yeah, and now people don't like work.
But I'm gonna tell myself
that's the problem.
And that's the issue. And I'm keeping you lazy. Honest. Hey, I'm gonna let you into the conversations that I be having with my therapist. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go here. Part of the issue with things is that when you're committed, you do have to work through things.
You do. And people
don't
want to work.
You can't give up. You can't cut it out. And there's a time in my life where, it was a younger man dealing with the ladies. I could just
ladies plural.
Shut up. I could walk away from a situation easy. Jesus. That's why I say I relate to people who do things because you could be like, you know what? This is too much. I could just leave this where it's at.
Yeah.
And then, right. But that's the thing about really adjusting my mindset going into marriage was like getting that mindset there where you're like, no, like you have to figure this out. You have to deal with those moments and those pain points and those things, and you have to work through it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It wasn't like
I have those moments, but I don't ask that question.
I don't ask the question. I just
kind of like, why I gotta deal with this?
Deal with this, yeah. It's like I gotta deal with this.
I'd rather just be in my own skin, in my own space.
I could just handle it.
I don't ever ask that verbatim.
Because it's like if we wasn't married and we got too tipped about something. Like I think I told the story one time. It was some girl wasn't even married. We wasn't even married. We didn't even think about being married. We wasn't even no official relationship. And we was arguing like cats and dogs. We was arguing, boy. We was arguing. And it was like I stepped outside of my body And I was
You
just
said
like,
self.
I was like,
You said
why
self.
is you arguing with somebody?
Why am I dealing
Y'all
with
ain't
this?
even together. I'm talking about we was going at it back and forth. Nothing physical. We just y'all like
Said self.
boo boo. And like 10 minutes into it, I just had an out of body moment. It was like, yo, like, what are you doing?
Why am I going through this?
And then at that point, when I thought about it, I was just like, all right, yeah, you're good, you know. And I just like completely like went from 100 to 0, and I was just like,
You was like, why am I so passionate about something I'm not committed to long term?
There you go. There you go.
That's basically what you said. You know, I felt that. I just felt that. I just felt that.
Why am I doing
that was a gem right there. Why are you so passionate and frustrated and flustered for something you're not committed to long term?
But that's what I'm saying.
Because I be hearing some stories and y'all be bugging. I be like,
cutting up clothes.
I mean, we've had some passionate disagreements. But
a lot of that was like
we have,
but most of it was either in the relationship.
But even after marriage, we've had some passionate disagreements.
Yeah, but still, there's that commitment there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could, but that's why I said.
But it was never nothing like I heard that people be sharing some stuff they be sharing. I'm like, we ain't never had nothing like that.
I'm just like,
key in cars.
Wow. Even together, you taking penitentiary chances for somebody.
I'm trying to catch a charge for somebody you ain't even married to.
Or don't even want to do it, or you not even sure. No, don't take them.
Yeah, at least if you're married to them, one of y'all go down, y'all both go down technically.
Nah,
like in a way where like they're going to be impacted by the takedown in some capacity.
Yeah, because ain't no money in the crib.
Right?
But yeah, that was really wild. Like, it was a setting that I really had to have with myself. I realized I was like, yo, you are bugging. You know what I mean? You are bugging.
But I think it goes back to what you said. Marriage is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I believe in marriage being a covenant. I believe that. I do. I absolutely believe that. But there are people who are in spaces of life. Don't play yourself marrying nobody. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
It ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it for you. It ain't worth it for them and your kids that might come out the process. Like, just don't do it. You know, and I'll be the first to tell you, I could be like, oh, you know, God said, like, no, I'm gonna tell you straight up, no.
So sometimes you don't even
no, not right now, no.
The thing is, sometimes you don't even be sure. And the thing is, I feel like before you get married, you definitely take your time. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people, they say, oh, like I've heard all types of things, especially, you know, you grew up in church, you hear all these things of people like, can't do this, you can't do that. Let me tell you something. You better take all the time it takes in the world to figure out if you're going to commit to somebody. Because, like you said, marriage.
I believe in consultation.
But the best consultation is also taking your time.
Yes, I believe in wise counsel and consultation.
Taking your time. But I also got beef with some of these people that give advice. Because a lot of this advice sucks. It does. Like, I got to be real. Like, a lot of relationship advice sucks. A lot of people should not be giving advice. 95% of people giving relationship advice should not be giving advice. You suck. You suck at giving relationship advice. You are horrible.
Like, remember that dude that was giving like marriage advice, and then he was like sleeping around with women.
All these women rubbing their
I don't remember his name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm not saying his name. I know his name, but I ain't saying his name.
Media uproar.
But the funny part is he ain't the only one. There's plenty of people out here talking.
And people's like, oh, this is how your relationship should be, and it's like you haven't been in a relationship long enough.
Relationship should be what you
have been in a relationship longer than your degree. What do you mean? How you got advice to give?
And that's why people be in a lot of messed up marriages and relationships because they're listening to stupid people giving stupid advice. And I'm telling you, 95% of people that you see on these internets or even in your life should not be giving relationship advice. And I don't even care if they married. Like, one thing you notice about us when we get here, we don't give you advice because, listen, I've learned this where it's like, I don't want to be responsible for your happiness or be the one that gets in the way of your happiness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I could tell you to leave somebody and you could be mad at me because you wanted to stay and you kicking yourself in the butt cheeks because you should have stayed. Or vice versa. You should stay and you really feel like leaving. Like, end of the day,
what I do is I reflect off what I'm hearing.
But I ain't telling you what you
like I'm hearing you say you don't want to be married. And I'm hearing you say these are the reasons why. Why do you feel? These are your thoughts.
Half the time, I feel we know the answers to a lot of questions.
But we don't want to answer the question.
We just don't want to hear the answer.
Yeah, we don't want to answer it.
Know what it is. Like, we like, I gotta pray. I gotta do. Like, yo, I'm going through a
Pray
situation
all
now,
day.
totally different from this, but somebody brought it up and it was very helpful. And they said this, like, most of the time we be praying about stuff and you already know what you need to do. What are you
Right.
praying about?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And if you're really that uncertain
Yeah.
about somebody, you definitely shouldn't be in a rush to go anywhere. That's all I know for sure. Like, if someone's like, we got to do this, but you're like, I really don't know. Well, you got to answer right there, which means it ain't happening right now. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I tell you, nothing wrong with just being like, I ain't there yet. We ain't
Not
there yet.
You ain't there.
I ain't there yet. And if somebody, but my thing is this: if you hear that advice and you want to be there, then you know what decision you gotta make.
Right. Right.
You might got to be like, well, I'm there and I want to be there right now, and you ain't there, I'm out. And people will advise against that kind of stuff. I'm like, no, the best advice really is you got to like stop listening to these stupid people. That's what it comes down to. Stop listening to these goofies giving goofy relationship advice. Have these relationship experts. I seen somebody who said they was a relationship expert and they single as a dollar bill. Now you could go to school and learn the stuff. Absolutely. Like I'm not knocking that. That's why we have the therapist here. You know what I mean?
But however, lived experience
but
is
you gotta
important.
live because in the day,
very important.
It's different. Like you can study it till you blue in the face and it's helpful, but it's another thing when you gotta practice that advice in your house after a situation going down. It's easy to talk about it, but it's another thing when you gotta live.
You gotta walk.
And I feel like that lived experience adds another layer to the advice that you're passing on. You know what I mean? It's not to say you don't need it, but there's definitely something about it when you gotta walk that talk that you be talking about when you give it advice.
Walk it like you talk.
So, because you know what it does? It gives you that extra layer of like, yo, I know I'm telling you this, and I'm gonna tell you, it ain't easy. I'm telling you from personal experience. It ain't easy.
And that's why you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it for me? Like, is it worth it for me? You know, what is it that you're looking for in a relationship? Because some people, they want the benefits of a marriage, but they don't want to be married. Hello. Like, you know, they want that commitment. They want that financial, you know, investing, you know, they want that. But it's like, you know, the title and all of that, you know, they want you to be holding down their goals and their business, and they want you putting your name on a dotted line for stuff. And it's like, you want the benefits of marriage, but you don't want to be married. Think about that. Let that sit. You know,
because there's ways to go about it and get it. Like if you're like, yo, I really want to be with this person, and like, yeah, you don't want to be stupid, because I've seen it where people been dating somebody long term and they ain't on no insurance policies. I mean, they're changing a lot of laws now because they realize people aren't getting married, but there's still a lot of hurdles that happen, and especially depending on what state you're in, there could be a bunch of issues with that as well. So like if you're really in a long-term relationship and you want to make it work without marriage, again, there's papers, there's a lot of things you could do legally to make it happen. But my thing is, while you're doing all of that,
you might as well get married.
Simple paper to get it.
Like, that's a lot of work.
Because at least the marriage certificate.
Let me cover my behind on this house that we share.
But I promise you that marriage certificate.
That
marriage certificate covers a lot more. And there's still legal things that have to be worked out, but it is way easier than like I gotta go to a lawyer.
And we see it all the time.
I gotta go to this, I gotta go to that. Or you could just go to the courthouse, pay the $50 or whatever it is where you live, get the paper, and it's covered already. You know
and we see it all the time. We see, you know, celebrities, they be with their boo for X amount of years, you know, and they die, you know, and then their boo left with nothing. Or the family fighting them for whatever, you know, the boo they try to leave them. And it's just like, you know, it's like all that money you got, you can hire a fancy lawyer to have a divorce if you need to have a divorce, but it's like you might have to get married. Like it's just like, because then it puts that person and their family, you know, in a weird predicament that person's no longer here. And it's just like,
it's weird. But also causes issues too with the funeral.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just a lot.
It's messy.
It's a lot. It can get really messy.
People death and dying, just get messy. It get messy.
It get real messy.
It really do.
But that's why I'm just like,
don't set yourself up for failure, and don't set your loved one up for failure.
So obviously, you know, we're gonna be rocking all day saying if marriage is for you, get married. But also don't force yourself to get married. Like,
I mean, I always knew marriage was for me.
You did?
Because, yes, and the main reason is because I like control.
Whoa.
I like control. Like, I need to know what's going on. I need to know who I'm with. I need to know the financial status and all that stuff. So in order for me to have full access, I need to be married.
Explain what you mean, preacher.
So I'm what I'm saying, like, I need to know what's in the bank account. I need to know. I need to know how much, we as a household are carrying and things of that nature.
So you saying
like
you could
I need to know.
So you could know that in a regular relationship?
No, not necessarily, because people won't give you access to that.
But what if they did?
I mean, if they did, I don't know if that could really be something I could sleep with at night. Like, no, I want to know it all. I want to be certain. So I want to have full access, and marriage gives me that ticket.
But in respect, you could be in a relationship and get that going, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I still feel like when it comes to what I mean by the control piece of it is, like, I'm going to sleep better at night knowing that I have full legal access. In the event somebody want to play games and have something, a hidden account or something like that. And you can still do that. But however, you could still, reap the appropriate benefits that belong to you as the spouse. So, yeah. So as a person who, control when it comes to like relationship I'm in, make sure we're on the same page, we're committed to one another. Like, I'm not playing these boyfriend girlfriend games. Like, we're gonna be married.
Yeah, no, I knew it was for me. Like I said, I think I always do marriage for me. I knew I wanted to, like, do my thing as a young man before I got married. Mm-hmm. But I knew it was for me because it wasn't just something I seen in my household, but like, because I want to clear that, because people say, "Oh, your parents are married," blah blah blah. That don't always mean that it's for you. Like, I know people's parents
be like, "Nah, I'm
married
good.
long term. Ain't nobody do nothing, and marriages ain't for them."
Like,
for me, it wasn't there. But to me, like, I always wanted to have a family, like, kids, all that stuff. And I don't know. I just had to. I feel like the commitment of marriage was the one that had to be made first before the other commitments are made. Because again, if I can't commit to marriage, like, we could have an argument about this maybe next week or at some point, but I promise you, I feel like the commitment of a kid is way much more than the commitment of marriage.
I literally just broke this down to somebody.
It is way more.
Like having a baby with somebody.
Kid, it makes you really realize that it's a commitment.
That you have a shared child.
I know people who've been through 2 or 3 marriages and you don't even know who they was married to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make it go away. A kid,
that connection don't go away.
You can hide them all you want. You
can
act like it's your kid. You can front all you want, but that's still your kid. Yeah. And you know who's gonna really feel it? That kid, because you hiding and you ain't gonna be there. So I'm like, you might be screwing somebody up just because of what you got going on. So I'm like, I promise you, it's like having a kid is a way bigger commitment than being married.
Yeah,
way bigger.
Think about what with the work that goes into raising a child and college, and when they get married and their kids, it's like you're always going to be tied to that person.
So to me, that's why I looked at it like, if I could, I feel like if I could execute on the commitment of marriage first, then I could do the kids and the shared responsibility.
That come after that.
Because the marriage, that's just a warm up. Like, I promise you, like she was saying in the beginning, the relationship, heck yeah. Like, arguments are way less now, right? Being together for a while, you just learn each other. Like, sometimes you get out your own way, you improve and all of that. But
you know what hill to die on.
Yeah, you learn all that stuff, but it's like, so that stuff dies down, but the kids stuff, geez Louise, like,
you know what time they're gonna fall asleep when you have your time to yourself.
Man, we used to argue about some dumb stuff too. We could probably do a video about the
stupid. You eat my cereal?
We could do a video at some point about the stupid things we used to argue about. That, like, you look back.
I don't remember the arguments we've had.
I remember a few stupid ones where it's just like, we really argued about that. Like, it was just dumb stuff. But
I feel like a lot of things were more so related to like trying to get somewhere and being late or something.
There was stupid stuff. Like
timeliness.
I'm thinking of a few, but I want to save some. Because I want to see, that's what I talk about, the relationship and having kids. Look who coming in here because he out here chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Not you sitting here back like Mortal Kombat, like
off camera too. You can't even see it. I
Dragon Ball Z handle.
But my thing is like, like the whole thing of kids. But back to what it is, like, we used to argue about some dumb stuff. Like, I could talk about that some point.
But I want y'all to drop in the chat. We shared a little gems here and there about why we feel marriage is worth it and why it's not worth it for some people.
So if you're watching this now or you're watching it later, right, why it's for you or why it's not, share this with your friends. Anybody thinking about it, comment on here. Share this with your homies. If you're watching it on the replay,
Some
Drop
people
it
are
in,
heading
let
down
us
that
know.
aisle and they just kind of like,
Yes.
thinking, evaluating, which is all normal
And
stuff.
also,
You should be evaluating.
if you out
If
there,
you're not, then it's wrong. You
if
should be
you also
evaluating.
out there and you want to have a further conversation because you're not sure about it, and you can hit
us
us up. And we'll have a conversation with you. We can schedule that out. Give you more information about that. We'll schedule some time again, but time with us isn't going to be advice. Like, you ain't going to sit down with us and we're going to say you should or shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Only time I would say something like that if there's like a blatantly clear, flag, where it's like, yo, this is not good.
Like, if y'all definitely not on the same page,
like a dangerous kind of situation, like this. In good faith, it's like in good faith, I couldn't say you should do this. But most times,
counsel will be provided.
Yeah, we ain't gonna tell you what you should and shouldn't do. It just might help, like she said, help you think through some things that will help you. So if you're really interested in that, drop in there. You interested, and we'll go from there. We're gonna put up another post about that too, and have some scheduled hours if people just want to talk about relationships, whatever. We're gonna have open time for that. So.
And we'll have a part 2 to this, definitely in some capacity. Part 2, 3, and 4, because marriage is big. It's big. Relationships big. Bringing two humans together, that's big. Like, I always share with people, like, you have X amount of years of experience before this person. You had a whole life before this person. Bringing two lives together is no joke.
Bringing one life together, your own.
So you gotta know, is it worth it or is it not worth it?
But yeah, we'll get more information on that. So that's something we're gonna work on, scheduling some time to meet people. If that's something we want to talk about.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Daily Sundays, 6 o'clock.
We're gonna figure out what we're doing next. We're gonna be at the holidays, so who knows?
After Thanksgiving, I look a little heavier.
I feel like crap already.
All right, y'all. Stay black, stay proud. Peace.
White, if you white, stay white too. Peace.
Stay whatever color you are.
Where did you get that from? My God.